And it's good to report there are no problems. Spurs are unchanged because Jimmy Neighbour has shaken off some bruising he received in the League Cup semi-final against Newcastle on Wednesday. And Manchester United, having a good run free of serious injury, can again name an unchanged side. The only decision for Tommy Docherty was to name David McCreary as a substitute. The best omen for the afternoon is that both sides believe in attractive wing play. There's Ralph Coates of Spurs, for example, although of course he operates just a little deeper. Not forgetting Jimmy Neighbour, who really is having such a fine season now that he's won a settled place in the Spurs side. For Manchester United, Steve Coppell here. And not forgetting our guest today, who's in the studio, needless to say, Gordon Hill, who is already making quite an impact in Manchester. The referee today is Jack Taylor from Wolverhampton. And as we wait for the start, the most heartwarming moment when the Spurs fans remembered his magnificent work against Newcastle on Wednesday. Salute the great Pat Jennings. Listen to this for a reception. So Manchester United kick off, attacking the goal to our right, as they've done so well this season, this attacking football of theirs, red shirts and white shorts. Spurs in their white, lying 15th in the table. Manchester United, of course, at the top. But Manchester United equally with such a dismal record in London this season, having lost at Queen's Park Rangers and at West Ham, and at just down the road at Highbury at Arsenal, where they lost 3-1. Bakari and Willie Young in there. Not been a bad week for Tottenham, having beaten Derby in the league last week away, and Newcastle won in the League Cup. Duncan underneath this one, beating Houston in the air, but not clearly enough. Bakari, Duncan couldn't get there either. Daly, McAllister couldn't get there either, but I think he gave Coppell rather a nasty clump there. And McAllister being called to referee Jack Taylor. When McAllister comes away smiling, Steve Coppell felt the weight of that challenge. Tom Kavanagh telling him to stay on the ground until he can be absolutely sure what the trouble is. It doesn't look too serious. And Coppell okay. Forsyth with the free kick. Pearson. Pratt. Green off. Coppell again to Forsyth. Through the challenge of Chivers. Willie Young there first for Tottenham. Buchan got up well there. Pearson. And now McElroy on his way again. Coppell versus McAllister, Chapter 2. McAllister won that one at the expense of a corner. Gordon Hill will come across to take this one. Stuart Houston right in there, played short though. And in the end, another corner. Osgood happy to give that one away because Pearson was in there like a little ferret after it. So Gordon Hill again with a corner hit very low, and it's there! Well, what a soft goal! And the credit to Gordon Hill. The second successive time he'd slung in a low corner, and it completely bamboozled Spurs, not least of all Pat Jennings. Spurs 0, Manchester United 1, with no more than 4 minutes gone. What a remarkable start, and after those remarkable saves that Pat Jennings has made all season, the best of the lot last Wednesday against Newcastle. Duncan up there, on for Chivers, and Houston lets it go over. Incredible to think that Pat Jennings and Spurs should have been fooled by an effort like that. So here's Forsyth. McAllister. Chivers. Pratt. Will come for Young. Duncan. Chivers again. Pratt. McAllister. Did very well there, McAllister. Took the return pass from Coates. There's a chip going in, and Perryman was just wide. A lovely move that by Tottenham. And McAllister played the major part in it. Did so well there to beat two players, to take the return pass from Coates and get his cross in. And Perryman was wide. Looking much better, McAllister, particularly when he comes forward now. Hill, stopped by Naylor. Here's Mackay. Free kick, given against Perryman. Forsyth. Koppel. Trying to get a 1-2 going with Daly and succeeds. It's a good piece of play by him. Just wide there from McElroy. They really are playing with exceptional confidence, Manchester United. You would think they were the home side. They've had the one thing here that they've missed so often in London, certainly on 2 of the 3 occasions this season, a good start. They were a goal down in 12 seconds, remember, at Highbury, and very quickly also at QPR. But they have got this 4-minute lead, and at the moment look to be well worth it. Houston to McElroy. Duncan played there for Neighbour. Oh, hit well. Perryman finding Coates. Foul by Daly and a free kick to Tottenham. Duncan. Coates. Oh! Well, that must have moved an awful lot in the air as Coates hit it. And Stepney scooped it in, and for a moment I thought it was going over the line. Foolhardy, but what a view. And it's much less crowded up there, and I wonder just how high they'll go. Actually, I think it's a policeman up there telling him to come down. That was Buchan getting the other way. Oh, McAllister. I think half the crowd thought he was going to try a back pass, but he had other intentions. And the ball eventually comes to John Duncan. Coates playing it first time. It'll come to Duncan again. Osgood, oh, that won't come either. Now here's Koppel. But Osgood recovered well. McAllister. Coates. Well, he's got the beating of Daly. Oh, and a lovely play there by Tottenham again as Duncan got in at the near post. A lovely run by Coates again, beating Daly, getting a superb cross in, and a beautifully timed run by John Duncan at the near post, but Stepney saved it. Osgood, oh, tremendous power, and Stepney gave away the corner. Well, that's a couple of times this afternoon that Stepney has been almost fooled by those raking ground shots, and that one by Osgood very nearly got the better of him. But it's another corner, and Neighbour's kick headed away. Pratt. Offside. His heart must have been thumping there when Osgood hit that one in. Steve Koppel. Played into McElroy. make something of this? Well, he almost did. It's another corner. Seven minutes to go to half-time. John Pratt with this corner. Willie Young there with a header. Akari. Intercepted by Naylor. Now Neighbour. Just poked that through for Willie Young. Here's Perryman. Played on for Duncan. Now can he make something of it? It's for Neighbour. Taking on Houston again. Getting his cross in early. It's a corner. Young's up there. Pratt will take it left-footed. And Osgood ran in there just wide by Osgood and by Young. I think it was Young who probably got the final touch. Took a fair bit of buffeting there, actually, while he was on the ground, did Willie Young. But the whistle goes for half-time. The only goal of the first half, and it could hardly have been a softer one. Scored direct from the corner by Gordon Hill, the former Millwall player, that gives Manchester United this interval lead. So a lot more excitement, I'm sure, to come in the second half. We leave White Hart Lane for just a few moments with a half-time score that reads Spurs 0, Manchester United 1. We'll be right back with that second half. So welcome back to White Hart Lane. Spurs now kicking off, attacking the goal to our right. Manchester United leading by that 1-0. This time finding Jimmy Neighbour. Here's Pratt again. Now for Coates. Bit of space there for him. And not a bad shot, but straight into the arms of Alex Stepney. Young, mighty frame. Probably about halfway up. Neighbour's cross. Duncan's header! Just wide. And Brian Greenoff got a bit angry there with the lack of cover there was on this particular flank in the Manchester United defence. Here's Coates. Certainly Spurs are doing a lot of the attacking now. That's a fair-looking cross too. Duncan and Chivers were both going in for it. Neighbour. And is he offside? Well, it doesn't make any difference in any case. Duncan taking that ball and hooking it in, but hooking it straight at Stepney. An alarming gap there in the middle of that Manchester United defence, allowing Duncan to get his shot in. Chivers. Neighbour rather. Now Coates. Oh, he's still got it across. Houston maybe relaxed a little bit there. Now McElroy versus Young. Oh, and Young has given it now to Pearson. There's a turn. Spurs with every chance of getting back though. McElroy playing it delicately there for Gordon Hill. Played in there into space, and in the end it was McAllister who came to the rescue. Good piece of play by McAllister, as Hill played that ball beautifully into the space in front of the goalkeeper, and Koppel came racing in. Forsyth is up. Manchester United have got all bar two defenders, either inside the Spurs penalty area or right on the edge of it. Houston, of course, is one of them right up. Jennings didn't get a fist to that one. Perryman got a head to it, though. Gordon Hill again! Oh, my he hit the post. A look of agony on his face, because as that came out to him, he caught it superbly left-footed. Jennings had given it up as gone, and it hit the post and went behind. Here's Koppel. The linesman's indicated a corner. Here comes that corner. Chivers heading it away, only as far as Alex Forsyth. A miss kick. Chivers again. Koppel trying to lose Pratt. Play on, said the referee. Good decision. Linesman was flagging. Oh, and it's almost there. Hill shot only half pushed out by Jennings, and Pearson trying to lower his head to get in the rebound. Hill hitting from all directions and all angles and hitting with great power. And had Jennings in a bit of trouble. So it's another corner for Manchester United. Gordon Hill with it. Curled in once more. McAllister heading that one away. Here's Macari to pick up the loose one. McElroy. Macari hit in low, and Jennings is there. Good little burst this for Manchester United. Just over a quarter of an hour of the second half gone now. Still Manchester United leading by a goal to nil. Hotspur. Oh, he's given it to Hill. Hill couldn't keep it in. A throw to Tottenham. Well, after so much red and white in the afternoon, there's now a bit of blue and white. Willie Young. Oh, he's given it away! Oh, he's been put over! Well, Willie Young's holding his head and Pat Jennings doesn't know what hit him. Willie Young played that into the path of Stuart Pearson, who hit it at point-blank range. How did Jennings get in the way of it? But somehow he did. And then you might ask again, how was it that Jerry Daly lashed the rebound over the crossbar? But both those things happened, and the score remains at 1-1. Hill again. Hill again. And Willie Young stopping him this time. After battling so hard to get on level terms, it would have been a tragedy for Spurs to throw it all away so quickly. But here's Chivers now. And there's Neighbour onside and a free kick. Obstruction by Houston. And now real pressure for the first time on Manchester United this afternoon. So Willie Young right in there. Commanding figure of Jack Taylor, who's had a good game. As Pratt takes his free kick, Chivers is on the far side, so too is Willie Young. Coates has gone wide to help him out. Takes a fair bit of shaking off the ball, is Young. Well, it came somehow to John Pratt. Hit well, a deflection! Oh! And somehow Stepney grabbed that out of the air. Pratt hit that well. Deflection, and a very good catch by Stepney. Willie Young with the header. John Pratt with the pass towards Coates. But instead of that, it'll come to Chivers. Now there's a good pass there by Perryman for Duncan. Now for McAllister. Seemed loath to get the ball into the centre. Now it's coming, and it might be there. Oh, and somehow Stepney earned it again from Jimmy Neighbour. McAllister eventually got that long cross in that eluded Stepney. Neighbour tried to get it back in, and somehow Stepney saved it again. Young's header once more. Coates. McAllister. Oh, and Duncan away again. Brought down. No penalty given. Oh, surely. Well, Jack Taylor said no. He was well placed to see it. Duncan can't believe that he didn't get a penalty there. Well, the referee was beautifully placed to see it. I must say my feeling was that was a very harsh decision. Looked a penalty. Neighbour. No, the ball out of play. Well, the World Cup final referee, Jack Taylor, with years and years of experience, an OBE, he said no, and that's what counts. Here's Coppell. When will this excitement cease? Oh, Jennings that time with his knees. Well, Coppell got free somehow, and Jennings had to call upon his legs to save it. It's a corner then for Manchester United, hitting towards the near post again. Willie Young trying to get it away. In the end, it's Osgood. Now it's Gordon Hill. Stopped by Chivers. Although Hill came back at him and found Sammy McElroy. Oh, good play by McElroy. And that took the deflection into the side netting. Well, what an amazing game. Lou Macari was saying at lunchtime in On the Ball that whenever you come to watch Manchester United, you get your money's worth. And this crowd here this afternoon has got its money worth many times over. Here's another corner for Manchester United. There's Willie Young with the header away. Hill played wide again, and it'll come for McElroy. He's all right. Hit towards Jennings, and Jennings saving that time. Tottenham's ball, quite rightly. Macari can have no arguments. It came off him. It's not stopping him arguing, though. Pratt. Oh, I don't know what that was supposed to be. Ball never got into play, so Spurs get another throw. Here's John Duncan, the man who scored the equaliser. And they've got a corner. Pratt with the corner, hit left-footed there towards Duncan and Young. Duncan looked as though he might have had a push as he went for that one. Perryman playing it for Coates. Again, those Manchester United defenders have come forward, but they haven't caught him offside this time. There's Chivers going through, taking it too far. Oh, and he went off the knees of Stuart Houston. Well, you won't get many chances like that. Chivers found himself onside. Took it just a little too far. The angle wasn't right. Although he'd beaten Stepney, Houston was on the line to knee it away. So here's John Pratt again with the corner for Tottenham. Again he'll aim for Willie Young, and that's just what he's done. And Young got there with the header, but it's a goal kick. Must still be wondering, Martin Chivers, how he missed that one. Pearson. Well, he's got the beating of Young there. That almost went in. Ball out of play. It's got to be a throw for Manchester United. Whistle have gone. Well, he was over half the length of the field away, but I'm sure he was right. Hill with the throw. What a good long throw too. But Jack Taylor was there to see that it was an unfair one. Tottenham throw. Just over a quarter of an hour left. Duncan. And the next breakthrough really could be the important one. Here's Naylor. Crossed in again towards Martin Chivers. Got up well there. Duncan was there. And maybe Perryman, in fact, put it out of his reach. Good cross by Naylor. Good header there by Chivers. Spurs could do nothing with it. And they're going to bring a substitute on. Sammy McIlroy's going off. And David McCreary comes on. Now with Pratt. Coates again. Crowd impatient. They want the ball in the centre. That's just where Coates has put it now. John Duncan getting up. Pratt there. Hit that beautifully. Wasn't an easy ball for him to gather. Greenhoff. Buchan. Hit towards Pearson. Willie Young there. Perryman. Terry Naylor to Jimmy Neighbour. Cross by him, Chivers header, and Duncan couldn't quite finish it off. Good play again by Neighbour. Chivers coming into the game more and more, nodding it on. And alas for Tottenham, Duncan couldn't quite finish it off. Back playing it on. Final whistle, bringing to the end. A wonderful exhibition of football by both sides. It was a credit to two clubs. The goal scorers, John Duncan having equalised in the second half. The goal scored for Manchester United in the first half by the number 11, Gordon Hill. And the fans everywhere, as you can see there, applauding both sides off the field, as indeed both sides deserve. The final scoreline then at White Hart Lane. Spurs 1, Manchester United 1.